What's up, Descendants, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to look at what I think is probably the best hand cannon in the game. Not only does it do an insane amount of damage, but it also debuffs the enemies as well, letting your teammates also get in on the extra damage. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe if this video helps you out. I really would appreciate it if we can get it to 100 likes. And let's get straight into it. So I am of course talking about the Nazeistras Devotion. And I'm going to show you how I've set it up, what stats I've got, and I'm also going to give you a quick demonstration of how hard this thing hits. So at weak point we're going to go for the head. And as you can see there, we cracked 2 million at the beginning and a steady 1.2 million as well, without any buffs at all being used on my Enzo. So you can only imagine how crazy this would be on a DPS glare. If you want to look how I got it rolled, you can see here I got weak point damage. I'm pretty sure weak point damage caps at 11.8%, and if this would have been 11.2%, it would have been yellow. I can't roll this again. I can't do it to myself for 0.1 or, you know, potentially extra 0.4 or 5 extra. So I'm sticking with it being 11.1. You could change this to Colossus damage if you really wanted to, or if you just got unlucky and that's the way it rolled. It would still do really well in bossing. I just kind of wanted this to work well in open world as well as bossing as well. I've then got critical hit damage at 21.3%, firearm attack at 11.8%, and firearm critical hit rate at 11.4%. I have absolutely got it maxed out. I've got 4 copies of it. I've rolled it all in so that the extra bonus trigger is in there as well. And what we'll do, we'll have a look at the unique ability in just a second. You can see here my crit rate is 50%, 2.7% critical hit damage. Obviously, if I'm playing Enzo, I can boost this to almost cap, which is really, really nice. The unique ability, so you can see here, is the Fantasism. The unique ability level is 4, and on hitting an enemy's weak point, it inflicts the unique ability, the Devotion Mark, which we saw on the guy's health bar when I was just testing it out just before. And that does a couple of things. It lasts for 3 seconds, and it also kind of refreshes when you hit again if you hit within that 3 seconds. But it puts a debuff of minus 30% defense on the enemy, which is great for Colossus fights, especially if you're doing it, you know, in pubs and you're lacking a little bit of damage. If you use this on a weak point, that minus 30% can really, really help the team out. Now it has got another ability where if we hit an ally, it costs us 65 MP and they'll recover 30% shield. I really don't think this is worth it. You'll blink and you'll lose 100% shield, never mind 30%. So for now, I don't think this is worth it. But if we do get to the point where we're using tanks and we're using healers and things like that, maybe this will be even better than what it already is, because this minus 30% defense is absolutely huge. And as you can see, we can spec this thing up to do some significant damage as well. A good point that I kind of think when you're using this is, for instance, in the fights like Swamp Walker, where you get the rage meter and they kind of sit down and all of the, you know, the little glass pink tubes come out of his knees and you've got to shoot them. This is a great weapon for doing things like that, because you'll do a lot of damage and also apply that debuff to get rid of them just that little bit quicker. So you've obviously seen at this point, you've seen the damage, you've seen, you know, what I've rolled on it. Let's take a look at the mods. This is the mod setup that I've got. Now I haven't gone too crazy on this, although you can see that I have put a catalyst in every slot. I did keep this slot as an R here, and that's what it comes with. So if you really wanted to put even more damage into this, or maybe extra rounds in the magazine, you could perhaps get rid of this aiming compensation mod, which you can see here is accuracy 30%. Firearm critical hit rate plus 4. I just took that because it is nicer from a longer distance with that little bit of extra accuracy. Plus, we're getting the added bonus of an extra 4% critical hit damage as well. But this is totally up to you what you put here. So I think the first 2 mods that all guns should start off with is Rifle and Reinforcement. You can see here I've got that for 32% maxed out. And then we've also got Action and Reaction for 61% extra firearm attack and 20% recoil. This then plays into its own a little bit because we've got 30% accuracy, helping with that negative effect that we get from that as well. We've then got better concentration down here for critical hit damage, better insight for 35% critical hit rate, weak point sight for 35% weak point damage, have aiming for a further 40% weak point damage. You can see that we get a negative 20% accuracy. So again, we kind of, you know, taking away these negative effects quite a bit by just using this mod. We've then got Insight Focus for firearm critical hit rate 13% and firearm critical hit damage at 4%. We have then got Concentration Priority for firearm critical hit damage at 36% and then a minus effect on our reload time modifier, which you don't really feel. I then went with Weak Point Expansion because this is all about hitting weak points. On hitting a weak point damage is 140%. In a Colossus fight, that is absolutely insane. You could think about maybe going with this, the Dopaminergic Activate on weak point hit. Firearm critical hit rate gets buffed and firearm critical hit damage. I'm not sure what it is when the mod is maxed out, but that really could bolster your firearm critical hit even more than what it already is. But I kind of think about, at the moment, I'll be using this on Enzo, that it's a little bit of a waste because I can max my crit chance with Enzo anyway, due to him having such good skills. That is all of the mods that we are using. That is the stats there. Again, you can just see that there. And yeah, it's just really, really good. If you want to, so you can see at the top there, you can tell that you got the debuff on. And if you watch me hit it there, and I hit it again, do you see how it refreshes? So as long as you're hitting heads or you're hitting weak points, you're going to be able to keep that debuff of minus 30% defense on the enemies at all time, and your team will absolutely love you. It really does seem like something that an Enzo could do in it, you know, and keep it as a secondary or, you know, your third weapon, because we're already buffing with our skills, as you can see. You know, so we can do some good damage as well, but you can also put that debuff on perhaps for a glare that you've got in your team that will be doing even more damage, for instance in the Gluttony fight, which is pretty tough. That's going to be it for this video. I really hoped you enjoyed the deep dive on this gun. Definitely one to get and, you know, farm out the multiple copies. I definitely would advise that. It's going to come in super useful. In the meantime, don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Thank you so much for all of your support, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.